Institute of Management and Centenary Celebration of Romuald D'Souza presents A Legacy in Motion.
Legacy. It is what turns a life into an inspiration and an institution into a movement. Here at the Goa Institute of Management, that legacy begins with its founding director, late father Romuald D'Souza. Hello and a very warm welcome to GIM Presents A Legacy in Motion, powered by CNBC TV18. I'm Mugdha Kalra, and today I'm at Goa Institute of Management's campus commemorating the centenary celebration of Father Romuald D'Souza, a visionary who redefined the landscape of management education in India. And to take us through Father Romuald's legacy and how it's inspiring the present and the future of the Goa Institute of Management, I have two wonderful gentlemen with me. Mr. Ashank Desai, Chairman of the Board of Governors at GIM and also the Founder, Chairman of Mastech Limited. Welcome, sir. And Dr. Ajit Parulekar, who's the Director of the Goa Institute of Management. First of all, thank you so much for having us here. This is the year of Father Romuald's legacy being celebrated in such a huge way. For our audiences, Dr. Parulekar, if you could take us through his story.
Let me start by saying he's an entrepreneur in education, unlike anybody else. What little I know about his education, his travels and things like that, son of the Goan soil, moved, I think he was working with a school in, as Jesuits do, working with a school in Belgaum called St. Paul's. From St. Paul's, he was at St. Vincent's, then in, it's a college in Pune, quite a famous college.
Right.
And he said that he was called on from there to lead XLRI Jamshedpur.
Right.
And he said he knew nothing about business schools. He was trained as a psychologist. So he said, I just said, yes, that's what I knew is the best way forward. And then spent, I think, 5 years at XLRI Jamshedpur. And when he was at XLRI Jamshedpur, the Orissa government, the chief minister said that Orissa doesn't have a good management school. So can you help us set one up? So when he was there, he kind of envisioned XIM Bhubaneswar.
Fantastic.
So entrepreneurship, I can see, was within him. So from 1988 to 1993, he was the head of XIM Bhubaneswar, and he set up XIM Bhubaneswar, which is today also a top school. And then in 1993, he came down to Goa. And a lot of people in Goa said that Goa doesn't have a leading management school. And therefore, along with, supported by many, so the chief minister of Goa, a couple of industrialists in Goa, all of these people came together to support him to set up the Goa Institute of Management. This was over 30 years.
Mr. Desai, this is a big year where you're not looking at celebrating the Goa Institute of Management, but also the legacy of Father Romuald. You have been associated with the Institute for such a long time. There have been so many changes. Where do you see the legacy going forward from here?
What I really admire is three things, really. One is a vision to become a large institution.
Right.
Number two is ethics and values. Because vision and values are foundation of any institution. Having done it over the last 40 years, I can say that confidently. Those two are founding pillars of an institution, and he had it from the beginning. And the third one, which is outcome of those first two, is professional approach to make things happen and not cutting corners, focus on efficiency, merit and things like that. And we were lucky to have him here at that time when Goa didn't have a business school and we wanted one. And I always talk to anybody in government and outside, look at GIM, what it has done in 30 years to become what nationally ranked institution it is today. Right. It all happened because it started from there.
We spoke about humble beginnings. We are looking at a sprawling campus now, but back then, 6 faculty members, 24 odd students. started in a very small place and now to a very big campus. What has that journey been like? Also moving from a very architectural building in Goa, which was very beautiful, to now this. Was it meeting the demands of the time? I'm sure the faculty, the students, everybody wants a bigger campus with more facilities.
Oh yeah, so it's not been exactly like that, because what happens is when you're moving from a heritage campus,
Yes.
it's not easy to give up a heritage campus, that to right bang on the river, right? And coming 25 kilometers away is again not all that easy. But I think the kind of academic ambience that you'll get in this place, the possibilities are endless when you look at 50 acres. Mind you though that when you looked at 50 acres, we thought that it'll last us for another 25 years. We're barely 15 years into it and we think we're running out of space. So from there, coming to this particular campus has been really quite enriching, more than really challenging. Of course, putting up a new campus, we didn't have money. We had a Jesuit priest, we had, we were running on, not on large budgets.
Right.
By society, for society. So putting this up required a lot of guts. It's only because we're very entrepreneurial in the way that our ethos are that allowed us to take this kind of a risk.
What do you think is that one thing that a modern organization now needs to have to build its legacy on?
So I think we need to look at 2 or 3 things which come out of the changes that are happening. A, in technology, the AI, the machine learning and all those things which I come from also is one which is impacting business schools and business education.
Absolutely.
And we'll do it in big way. We of course have a program here called BDA, which
The big data.
which
Yes.
prepares people. But the point I'm making is that is one area that we should be very conscious as how it is going to affect our future. So that's point 1. Point 2 is we are preparing leaders for tomorrow's India. These are the leaders who are going to drive country to reach 2047, as our
Goal
Prime
is,
Minister
absolutely.
Modi ji says of Vikasit Bharat. So they have to think through a different lens, this country, a different lens, the organizations. These organizations, tomorrow's organizations will be much more international than they are, much more agile than what they are,
True.
much more technology focused they are. So we need to change the perspective of the students. So the focus of education, the disciplines may look all similar.
Yeah.
We still have to teach them manufacturing,
Correct.
marketing, finance, all that is required. That won't go away. However, the focus and the things and disciplines and subjects that we teach within those disciplines are going to be different, and we'll prepare them for tomorrow's India. So
Fantastic.
that is what is needed, and I'm sure we are doing that job good enough. And
No,
maybe
absolutely.
25 years from now, somebody will come and say, yes,
Job
you
done
did
well.
prepare.
We'll talk about your legacy then. Dr. Parulekar, back then also you were ahead of your times when you started the course in health management. Then, of course, it was the big data. You have chosen to keep the bouquet very restricted. So what are the big ambitions, and why the certain concentration on only that?
It falls in line with, one of the founding principles of the institute, which is really academic excellence. Now, it's difficult to do excellence at very large scale. Therefore, we've been very, very clear about only places where we think that we can really be among the best. Those are the places that we'll get into. And because of the kind of entrepreneurial ethos of this institution, we've done things first. So healthcare management, we were the first ones in the
Yes.
country. Data analytics, we were the first ones in
Much
the country.
before COVID struck, and then everybody was like, we
Absolutely.
need to have health management as part of our bouquet
Absolutely.
of
And
courses.
therefore, we've been clear about the fact that look at what the need is,
Yeah.
see if there's something that we can add value to. And that's something, and when we say value, it's not only about a program, it's about building a really high quality faculty, great quality research, and have that whole ecosystem in place.
And perhaps agile curriculum,
Absolutely.
which can add
Absolutely.
agentic AI and what all you have now.
Absolutely. And therefore, we've been quite selective in what we are doing. And
Right.
we've not looked at making, very large numbers in that sense. So what forward from here?
Yes.
What forward? I think, couple of things we see here. One of the things we think is I think it's time for us now to become a university. And that's a conversation we've had at the institution, at the board, at the society, faculty, and all of us feel that the timing is right. We also think that undergraduate would make a lot of sense because in India, undergraduate business education has not really been of great quality. And therefore, we can see there's a burning need in terms of nation building, for Indian enterprise. And therefore, there we think is where there is a lot of opportunity. But we want to make sure that if we enter that space, that's a space where you only enter if we think we're going to do a great job there.
Yeah. Where do you see the university going in the next 5-6 years while keeping the ethos of Father D'Souza's legacy intact?
As I said, we are here to build leaders for the Vikasit Bharat, right? That's the journey. It's not journey which will get over in few years.
Yeah.
But we need institutions to make that happen because they are the foundation for building these leaders of tomorrow.
Right.
And India needs those universities also if we need Vikasit Bharat. Tomorrow's leaders have to be much more open in terms of perspective. So university allows us to do it. We will build institutions which are around management, at the same time things like social sciences, law, technology, of course, and so on. So we will be able to build those around and educate the students
Right.
for a much larger perspective, which is equally important.
You summed it up so beautifully. The vision is coming out so clearly now, and I wish you both all the very best to take not just Father D'Souza's legacy forward, but also build this institute into something which will be having a legacy of its own in times to come. With that, it's time now to slip into a very short break, but when we come back, we'll take you around the campus and also hear from the faculty members and the alumni.
Goa Institute of Management and Centenary Celebration of Father Romuald D'Souza present A Legacy in Motion.
Welcome back to GIM Presents A Legacy in Motion, powered by CNBC TV18. As we mark the 100th birth anniversary of Father Romuald D'Souza, we move beyond his vision to the many voices that helped bring it alive. From board members and faculty to alumni and staff, each has played a part in building GIM's extraordinary journey.
Father Romuald's legacy was shaped by the people who stood beside him in those early years. Let's hear from the ones who witnessed his vision come alive.
Father Romuald, in the Jesuit circles, he had a reputation of being called Forever D'Souza. So he used to be very attached to whatever he did and very involved. And he would like to continue doing it till he got another assignment. And that's how he moved from XLRI to XIM Bhubaneswar. And he started GIM at the age of 67. First memory that comes to mind is the starting of our first classes at GIM, which were in a place in Salgaonkar Law College. The first batch was recruited, 24 people, and they paid a sum of 20,000 rupees for the course. So it was a very economical course. We had 6 faculty that had come to us from XIM Bhubaneswar and XLRI. And that's how we started this in different premises, which was given to us by free of charge by the courtesy of Shivanand Salgaonkar, and who also paid for the electricity, security, all these things was paid for by him. And there were 24 students. That's how we started. All the 24 got placed in very good positions, and that was the success of GIM.
See, Father Romuald started this institute from nothing. He had no resources of his own except his personal skill and his influence with certain senior faculty from where he was coming, that was from CNBC, and he brought them along. He inspired them to come. He thought very big, and I think that was his biggest achievement for us. He thought big from the very start, and to the extent a fledgling institute like this, no funds, no campus, and then he could inspire people like Sushim Datta of Unilever or Hindustan Lever at that time. He was chairman to become the chairman. He could inspire Anand Mahindra, Jamshed Godrej to join the board. Mr. Pratap Singh Rane, who was the chief minister at the time over here, senior leading industrialists and businessmen from Goa. That was the Salgaonkar brothers, David Menezes, Vasantrao Dempo. So he thought big, and he could inspire all these people to also join his ambitions, which were to think big. And within 5 years, GIM already had gained national recognition.
See, the collective vision of all the founders when we started GIM was to establish an international quality management education institute in Goa with Goan and impart Goan values to these students, but who had international and national interest at heart. So we have succeeded in doing that, and today we've set up a management institute in Goa where the best from the local talent, best of local talent can compete with the best from the national talent, hold their own and get a world-class management education training in Goa itself without having to go long distances as in, like earlier they had to go to Calcutta or Ahmedabad or whatever. The local industry has been able to leverage the expertise of the faculty by having in-house training programs for their own management cadre, as well as utilizing the GIM faculty expertise to run special research programs for them or training programs for the from the industry as a whole.
Today, his legacy shines through the faculty who uphold his values every single day, guiding GIM with the same purpose he began with.
If I have to describe GIM in 3 words, I think the first word would come as visionary, because we have always been looking ahead. The second word would be resilient, because we have seen from yesteryears to now the challenges and we are still growing. And the third would be rooted in ethics and values, and that we derive from our founding leadership, Father Romuald D'Souza, whose birth centenary we are celebrating. So when I came for my interview in 2005, Father D'Souza was in my interview panel. And since then, several interactions with him. One thing which I have actually personally imbibed is we are here not just for educating the minds, but we are here to educate the hearts also. So social consciousness is something which has stayed over and over again with all the interactions which I had with Father. And I think that's something which is a very integral part of our ethos. So one, GIM mission has this emphasis on building socially responsible leaders. And I think it's in our DNA. The Institute DNA talks about this. We have a lot of, not just in the curriculum, but beyond curriculum, lot of such initiatives. We have a program called Give Goa, where all our students, they go out and work with the community. And that actually has given them a sensitivity towards others. And as an institute, we believe, I think for our future managers, what we have to instill is empathy, compassion, and of course, a sensitivity towards self, towards others, towards planet. So that is, I think, one which I see in GIM very, very important. And of course, through our student clubs, it's a very vibrant campus. The students see this as a living lab. And I will say, not just to students, I think for faculty also, it's a living lab to experiment, to grow, to identify newer opportunities.
Beyond campus, his legacy travels far. GIM alumni take his ideals into the world, leading, shaping, and making a difference wherever they go.
We started in GIM somewhere in June 2000, and we would have been a batch of 108 which joined at that time. So the institute, as soon as we entered the institute, we had this very, what you would call it, rigorous faculty who were very good in their subjects. Suma Damodaran, Uday Damodaran, Professor Bhandu Padhyaya, they were all PhDs from IIM, IIT, CM Ramesh, Ranjini Swami. And they came with father from XIM Bhubaneswar, and they were, I think, in XLRI also. So it was made very clear that we were a second rung school at that time. We had not hit the top rungs, and we would have to have something different to offer industry. And we were told that you would work very hard, but you would have a strong ethical foundation. And everything ran on that, the rigor, the quality of the classes. For the first 2 sems, it was total pressure cooker. And we got a great working environment. Also from that, lifelong friendships formed, and even today, now that I'm in my 40s, 20 years out of GIM, we regularly, people whom we would have probably talked 10 or 15 times in university, we go to any part of the world, we all, when you say, hey, I'm around, people make it a point to come. So that would, I think, be the greatest things that I took from GIM, the sense of fellowship, the sense of network, community, which came from it.
As we mark the centenary celebration of Father Romuald D'Souza, one truth stands clear. Legacies are not built in stone, but in people. GIM today is a living testament to his vision, an institution that continues to evolve, inspire, and create leaders with purpose. Learning never stops at GIM.
Goa Institute of Management and Centenary Celebration of Father Romuald D'Souza present A Legacy in Motion